Welcome back to another episode of the Black Cinema Experience
Podcast.
We're back with a super exciting episode. I'm JB.
And I'm Cameron.
And this week we have my best friend, our shared best friend. I guess I have to share. Tiana. What do you want to go by? What is your alias name?
I like tea.
Okay, yeah. Some may call her T. I may call her Big T. But this is my best friend, okay? And we're going to talk about Reasonable Doubt this episode.
Absolutely.
That's season 1 and season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you haven't already been current on it, Reasonable Doubt is this amazing show about this striking, beautiful, smart black woman. Like, she's so dynamic and such a superhero. And Cameron, tell us a little bit about the cast of this show. Who's in this? Who are we looking out for?
Well,
And Tiana, feel free to jump in on this.
yes, help us out. But our amazing lawyer, who's Jax, is Emiyati Cornaldi. And again, I've seen her in a couple things. She's an amazing actress. So we also have McKenzie
McKinley
Freeman.
Oh my gosh.
from Hit the Floor.
That's who plays Lewis, y'all. That's the husband.
Lewis,
And
yes.
like, you know, he's not the typical dreamboat, but he's my dreamboat. You know what I mean? Like tall and like lean and
Athletic.
like,
Yeah.
you know, and quiet and like
Scruffy with the beard.
You know, it just says like artist. Like he's the ideal husband. He always gets me for that one. Who else do we have in this?
Morris Chestnut.
Absolutely, season 2.
You
Morris
can't
Chestnut,
forget Morris Chestnut in season 2, but you can't forget
Michael Ealy.
Michael
Yes.
Ealy in season 1. It's like, were you guys writing the show and then you said, let's make sure we add some super sexy, hot dreamboat type men?
We know what gets the women coming.
Okay, we
Exactly.
know it gives the people what they want. We have some other great features in this one. I'm going to bring up my phone because lots and lots of names. But for me, we have her mom, Pauletta Washington.
Yes.
She is such a star.
She is a star.
Yes.
And she's Denzel Washington's wife.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, you know, she keeps the legend.
Hello.
She keeps
A
the
little bit
legend
of that
happy.
black love. Mm.
And you know what?
Strong black love.
Strong.
This show would be nothing without the kids. All right,
Yes.
we can
Right.
say that for sure. We have Thaddeus Mixon.
Yeah.
That's the son?
That's the
And he was in
son.
Creed,
Okay.
too.
And he was in Creed.
He's
too.
a been a lot of stuff.
Wow.
And then the
Great.
daughter, who is Ederin Nosola Ola Bode.
Okay. And she's a great actress in it.
And she's a great actress in this.
Nice.
She's
She's
going
young,
through
up and coming.
She's going through puberty, and it's
Yes.
quite interesting to watch.
Season
So
one.
now that we know who's in the show, I
Wait a
want to.
second. We forgot.
Sean.
What was his name
Fitzgerald.
from Barbershop?
Sean.
Mhm.
His first name was Sean. And it's always the
Uh-huh.
Sean's.
Like they said, it's Sean from Barbershop. Y'all remember? No, but you know he matters. But you know I think
Yeah.
we got the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, no.
So before we get right into the show, I want to tell you guys first why I had to bring Tiana onto this episode because she's qualified to be here.
Absolutely.
Okay, she is a black woman.
Whoa.
I know you weren't expecting that, but like her connection with the show, my connection with this show, Cameron's connection with the show, the perspectives that we have about just seeing this fierce, strong black woman, it just hits us deep. So I wanted to have another black woman on here to talk about the actual experience because there's parts of this show that only a black woman is going to resonate
Absolutely.
with, especially when it gets into season 2. But I'm going to get to that part.
And she's also creative too with photography, so she has a different lens and a different perspective.
That's true.
That's really critical to offer towards the filming and reviewing of the show. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
We like
It's
to
true.
qualify her.
It's true.
She's not just here because we like her and because she's funny, you know. But she's pretty too. Duh. Okay. Okay. So let's take it all the way back to episode 1, season 1.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now you're watching the show, right? You're at home. You got Hulu on the TV. You see it come up, and you're like, "This black woman is attractive."
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts when you saw it? Like, how did you guys feel? Like, I don't know whichever one of you want to answer first, but like when you saw the show come on Hulu, what made you click yes on this show?
Oh well, I just thought because I was missing Annalise Keating so bad, another strong black female character to lead and pursuing justice. It was good to see a fresh, like to me, newer young artist and actress portray such a powerful role. And when you watch the season, you see her knock it out the park. But like seeing a new fresh face, I felt that it was definitely something that caught my eye. And then also seeing Kerry Washington was a producer, I was like, I'm gonna watch.
Same. It had a lot to do with Kerry Washington producing the show, but also a black woman, and then they showed that she was married and nice life, successful. So very different than the typical run-of-the-mill black show.
True. And
a female lead, a black female lead at that, a predominantly people of color show.
Yeah, that's true.
I watched, just a lot of those things. Episode 1 really took me all in within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah. For me, I felt like it was like kind of watching Girlfriends, but like a grown-up version.
Yeah.
Like, his Girlfriends was so fun and unserious, right? But what if Joan was really serious about her job?
Exactly.
Like, what if Joan was really like in this law firm and she was really trying to be about her business? It would be something like Jax. Fierce, fine, and powerful.
Absolutely.
Except this is a show where the black woman is winning, right? You don't see every day in TV shows that the black woman is married and she has a career and she's a mother and she's beautiful and she works on her health and and she's like this and she has a social life and she lives in LA.
And she knows to be vulnerable.
Exactly.
There's so many emotions that we get to experience with Jax without the guilt that we normally feel from society as a black woman. Like, did you just yell? Like, black women shouldn't yell. Like, she's fierce, she's mean. Like, in the first episode, I remember her having that phone call with like some guy that was calling her about a case and her fierceness, just how mean she was. It's like, in real spaces, I feel like black women don't really get that freedom to be as mean as we really want to be, but to see Jax be mean, but still be sweet and be fierce, but be sexy. She's like really that all around like black girl superhero. Like, she is like the dream, you know?
I like that you said mean. I think that's so important, like to like specifically be intentionally mean. I feel like that is like, so like you said, outlandish, because like black women never get to be protected in these spaces, even when they're not, desirable, being mean or being quote unquote unfriendly. And I just love seeing that with like her grit throughout the series as well.
I like that. And with mean, I think I would add a little bit of direct too. And I think that black women, especially in corporate America and spaces around people who are not of melanated skin, there's a roundabout way that we have to conduct ourselves, and we're not allowed to be direct without fearing backlash or consequences or anything. So in her field, in her being a lawyer, it is nice to see that she's allowed to be direct.
Yeah.
Straightforward, to the point. It is what it is, black and white.
Not concerned about the stereotypes of being an angry black woman, not concerned about being perceived as bitchy.
Exactly.
And that's something that all women have a hard time dealing with in corporate spaces, is that if you are direct, if you are firm, everyone thinks of you as this bitch. But like, Jax has this balance where she can be that mean but still be sweet, still be loving, still be that good boss and encourage her employees, you know what I mean? Like, she has that type of energy. So it did draw me to the show.
Literally.
Season 1, episode 1, her running, seeing her like outdoors, just being like the non-typical black woman was really great to see. But there's a couple things that I saw that they did with Jax that I thought was interesting. So season 1 specifically, they have her hair straight while she's in the office, and when she's at home, her hair is curly. How did you guys feel? Did you feel like there was any type of significance behind that? That's the first question I have.
I feel like she was able to be like versatile and show like how she was able to like be fully herself at home, and obviously a little bit more reserved at work. But I love how they did that contrast, because we got to see more sides of Jax. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, when you said versatile, I said, that's something that's new. That's new, because I was like, oh man, she has to straighten her hair to go to work.
Oh yeah, well,
a part of being the black woman in corporate America is that I have to
code switch,
exactly, or adjust who I am at home, like you said. Like I can't be versatile, or like I just straighten my hair to go to work, but when I'm at home, it's curls and bonnets.
And I thought that was interesting, because even as badass as she was in the first season, we still saw her have that moment of code switching, because we are aware as the audience. I mean, curly hair, straight hair, curly hair, straight hair. That's a lot of in between. No black woman is doing all that. No. But her wig was also the straight hair wig on season 1. I was thinking that they made her wig look a little raggedy in season 1, like
I hope that's what it was.
Because they were trying to make her more relatable. Because for me, when I look at Jax, I see this stunning woman,
Gorgeous.
and like there's nothing to not like. She stands up for herself. She's fine. She's smart. You know what I mean? What is there not to like? So they had to give us a little bit of a raggedy little
dishevelness.
You know, just a little bit of something to not like, because it was gonna be too overwhelming. Because the way that I was feeling about her,
Exactly.
Yeah.
even with the bad wig, I was like,
Yeah.
shoo.
Oh, you go running up a hill in View Park?
Exactly.
Oh, so you got
exactly.
Okay.
you got View Park running money.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow, nice.
And she-
Red bottoms, every outfit.
so they don't hurt. Apparently, they don't hurt.
Okay.
So that is what I do love about this show. Cameron, you tell us what is your favorite part about this show? Like your favorite love interest for Jax, because we've seen Michael Ealy, we see Morris Chestnut, and we see her husband McKinley Freeman. Who is your favorite person to see her with in this whole 2-season lineup?
Again, I feel bad that I have to pick Lewis low key, because I do love Lewis for her. Like, I don't know, I just love how healthy like Lewis is for her. Like, I love seeing Jax with Damon. I was like, ooh, this is fiery. This is somebody that's, you know, put in 16 years for her. And again, the prospects of Morris holding somebody down for 16 years, woo, that's crazy. And Amanda,
She was not holding him
I'm saying, she wasn't holding him down. I'm saying, he was like, I was waiting out for you. You know, like, that's crazy for a man to do that. You know, that's like. And then, but seeing the prospects
You was
of
in there
her.
anyways.
You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't
What
go
else would you do
anywhere.
besides?
But
think
for
about
When
her,
he was
though.
upset,
For her,
I feel like
though.
it was different. But you're right, he
Yeah,
was knocked
I get
up.
you.
But also the prospects she had with Morris Chestnut, I feel like it was like very intriguing. But I love seeing how healthy Lewis can be for her. Like, and vice versa. Like, I love how healthy and low key that they are. I mean, they've had their toxic moments and we see them grow, but that health just triggers something in me and just make me just joyous, you know?
I get what you're saying there, right? But check this out. Just hear me out. No big deal. Morris Chestnut shared her ambition. And from season 1 and season 2, Lewis, her healthy husband, resented her for the ambition. He left the house. He moved away, gave her ultimatum because her ambition was too much. I would have cared more to see her with a Morris versus passing him off to Essence in the second season.
Right.
I would have cared more to see, like, you know, anyways, you know, like, oh, you got a girl pregnant, like, we're over. And then she ran into Morris Chestnut's arms, and they had a little relationship, you know, before she went back to her husband. But you know what I mean? Like, give us a little bit of relationship.
You're doing like a real Issa.
Just give us like just give us 6 months.
No, just give us 6
That
months.
is very
It's
easy, like,
Issa,
it's very
but-
love affair. But, like, you know, just give us 6 months of a healthy little lawyer love story. And then let her go back to her healthy situation after she's tired of the ambition, and then she can understand why her husband wants her to be a little bit less ambitious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because dating someone like you helps you learn your lesson. So I would have loved to see them have an actual relationship, but God, just to see him on there, the little daydream scenes, I was like,
this can't
The
be
real
real.
scene, even the real scene was real spicy.
oh
It was
yeah,
hot.
it was hot. I had to watch it 3
I was
times.
like, I
I
don't
was
know how
shocked she
she
couldn't
made it
fold.
through there.
As an
like,
actress, as a human,
How did she not fold?
wow, this is crazy. I need your arms.
She really was healthy.
Me fangirling. You
We
would
had to
have
take
had
a
to
break.
You had to re-roll that one.
Yeah,
3-4 times.
yeah. 10 seconds in between each.
Exactly.
Get close to each other.
I know. I gotta breathe. I'm sweating. A puddle appears. Like what?
He did one of these.
No, but I feel like
Whoa. Time out.
no, I agree, but I just feel like she got that kind of with Damon in the first season. So like, I feel like that would be going backwards, just for me.
I don't think so.
I don't think she got that with Damon.
But she didn't get that
'Cause
ambition,
there's
but she got the being outside of Lewis. She had been with Lewis for so long.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Damon had an element of danger to him. Like there was never a moment where she really, really felt secure.
Yeah.
Like she had to explain his coffee order. She had to like, you know, you got me at the beach in my business suit. Like you doing nigga activities. Like I'm a rich bitch.
At
Like
1 p.m.
you know what I'm saying? Like, sir, I have a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like she never was gonna go for it. I think that she just felt for him and she wanted to encourage him out of it, and then she had fun escaping the thoughts of Lewis. But I don't think that she ever felt like he could have ever been an equal to her.
Yeah.
Like Damon could have never been the boyfriend. He would have never made it that far.
Well, I think they show that very much, like with her being on a different level, like that. Women, it might not be you can't. It's not gonna. It's like a fantasy. Like it's not gonna work out if you're on a certain like level, especially a businesswoman, like top CEO, lawyer, you know. And then you have like a man that's got out of jail, like that hood thug fantasy is not gonna work out.
No,
it
it's
can't.
not. It's not. It's just nice for a little bit.
You know,
it's not gonna work. But Morris was like on her level, you know, in every TV way. So yeah, no, I was excited for that. I was like a little bit excited for it.
Yeah, me too.
Like for the lick back, I was excited.
Yeah, especially because Lewis, come on, a baby, come on, with the neighborhood jump
But
off.
I think that's what they're doing in this next season because Lewis, especially with the ending, you know, what's going forward about Tony suing them. I think this is definitely going to push her more towards Morris Chestnut in this third season.
But Morris is going on that date.
I know, but that's just a filler. Just like
I felt that too.
What's her name? With Tiffany was with Lawrence. It's just a filler.
He's talking about Insecure.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't read Insecure into it exactly.
Got it.
Yeah. That wasn't her name on the show.
I was like, what? I missed those characters.
I apologize. No, I'm saying like I just feel like
I think her name was Tasha on the show.
Tasha. It was Tasha.
Yeah.
You did bring up the baby though. How did you both feel about them adding that
with Tony
plot twist into the show?
Yeah, you know what? And in that moment, he immediately became just a nigga, like she said. You know, but for real, that whole baby situation, it did change Lewis's character for me because it was like, nigga, I understand that you slept with someone else, but like to be so lazy that you pick somebody that's already fucked somebody that you know, like have the audacity and the decency to do it with somebody I'm not going to see every day.
Exactly.
Consider me and your family, divorced or other. There are so many women that an attractive man can sleep with, and you are so lazy. You pick our daughter's friend's mom. Jesus,
And like you don't pull out.
Exactly.
You don't pull out well enough, and so here we are, like. If you're gonna cheat, just do it, you know, or the break, whatever you want to call it. But like, you can't pull out quicker, you know, or wear a condom.
Yeah, there's so many things that he could have done, but I don't know when he found out that the girl was pregnant, and she said she couldn't get pregnant. Hold up, so y'all talked about this?
About being unsafe.
And you said to yourself, you said to yourself, oh, I'm not going to pull out just in case.
It's a free for all.
I am a married man.
I'm going all the way.
Yeah, I'm going all the way for Tony. Like that, she was a 6, Jax 10. You know, sorry, no offense to real life Tony.
Yeah, we're talking about on the show.
Just circumstances, like her circumstances.
Her circumstances was 6. Jax was a 10.
You're always gonna be Team Jax. Like,
sorry about it.
Sorry,
this is the way it is.
Sorry,
but no, like that was the most disappointing thing in the world. So him having that side baby, it really was when that man that you put on a pedestal, you call him king, you love him, you adore him, you cherish him, your husband, you know, your rock. That's really when he becomes debris. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow,
taking him out.
You really had a baby? You really got another girl pregnant? Wow, reckless.
But this was it's funny because I wrote that down in my notes. I wanted to ask, so seeing stuff like this with Lewis, you know, like him not messing up like all the time, but when he messes up, it's like a big fuck up, you know. So like, do you think that Lewis is really healthy for Jax, or is it just?
You know, and you said that earlier. You said I love seeing
the hell exactly. But y'all make me, and you make me second guess, like not second guess, but like I've seen these.
I think resolution in a relationship is healthy. True. And they work hard at resolving their issues, and I like that. But no buts, just a period. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite relationship, but it is nice to see a marriage work on TV. I don't know, that baby for me was hard. But
Lewis fights for Jax all the time, which I really.
After he gave her the ultimatum, and then asked for a divorce.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's how he's redeeming himself. I'm not a Lewis apologist. I'm just saying.
No, he didn't.
Like, you know, like marriage takes work, and we talk about black relationships, and then to see one like trying to stay strong. Again, minus the toxicity of, you know, his baby.
Would I have stayed? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my man.
Yeah, that's all I want to know. What you have to say? You know?
No, I'm standing next to the picture of him holding the baby, and I'm saying that's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him. Now, am I going to confront his baby mama in the school line drive-through.
That was out of pocket.
Well, I have a little bit more class than that.
Yeah.
That's your baby mama. Okay? Now, this might be our family. We're going to raise this kid together. But be clear. If it come to do with you and her and you and that baby, y'all going to have that conversation. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And you can go tell her. Since you like to put your inside people raw.
Obviously, you like her.
You obviously like her enough to have a conversation. You could tell her how I feel.
And now I think that in the marriage, there are more stipulations.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can have things with Morris Chestnut.
Long story short, Tiana, why do I understand you completely?
I mean,
I would have been okay with the baby because once a year I would have been like, I get my pass.
And it's on the baby's
until they're
birthday.
18. Not diabolical behavior. I'm gonna put diabolical behavior in.
It's on the baby's birthday.
Exactly. That is wow.
I do love that.
Exactly. I was like, that's a good idea.
You want to hurt me?
I'm gonna stick beside you.
You're gonna be double-minded this day. Think about this baby.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick beside you. I know it's not gonna be no hard feelings, you know, because things happen.
Right.
Things do happen.
But every year,
yeah,
on the birthday.
on their birthday.
At the time.
And I want to.
No, I can't go to the birthday party.
And on record for the child, I am their little friend. You're their parent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no
only
rules
here for-
around here, baby.
So when that baby, you know, when the situation miscarried, right? Right? Did y'all all breathe again?
It's funny
I
because
breathed.
Lewis
I breathed.
and Jets both took a deep breath. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, you know,
I mean,
it's like,
It was one of those. It's not the worst thing that could have happened.
It's like, oh God.
Saved by the Bell. Didn't have to tell the kids either.
Right.
Saved by the Bell.
Oh, but she already told her mama, so that embarrassment gonna live forever.
And her friends.
And her friend, everybody, girl, you maybe should have kept
Oh, and
it
your
in.
friend. Oh, your friends. They really go.
Remember that time?
Remember that time Lewis got that girl?
Tony
pregnant?
here.
Yeah.
Like, no, nobody's that petty. Don't be petty like that. No, but I do think, like you said, I do like how they do work through their issues. I think that's the help I guess I'm attracted to in the relationship. Again, it's not my favorite relationship ever, but I will say I do like it a lot. I do like how the characters write both of them authentically. I mean, the writers write them.
I like that.
Well, speaking of authentically, you kind of said something about it, but Jax makes mistakes, right? We were talking about this earlier on off camera, but Jax is a imperfect character, and we love to see it.
Exactly.
Because we need to see that those moments where she's wrong, the moments where she doesn't make the right decision. Like, you know what was interesting to me, guys? I want to know how you guys feel about this. So when she calls Lewis and she sees him standing across from her, and she sees him outside, she calls his phone, and he sends her the voicemail the first time, and then he answers the second time and lies about where he's at, right? Now, when that happened, to me, the flaw in her was not walking across the street, right? The flaw was holding on to it, saving it up for later to bring it up in the argument. I saw you at the hospital today, waiting, because she was waiting to see if he was gonna lie about it again. Like that was some toxic shit. The reality is, I'm calling you from across the street. If you don't pick up the phone, I'm gonna walk across the street. Honey, look at your phone. I'm right here. What are you doing? What's going on up here?
But she wanted.
She was trying to catch him.
Because she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer because she always knows the answer.
But is she trying to catch him?
Yes.
Or did he just lie and she was just there to witness the lie?
Yeah, no, true, right?
Because
she witnessed the lie.
Right, if she wasn't there, he would have still lied.
She wasn't trying to catch him. But her not telling him that I'm standing across the street from you right now. Instead of saying where you at, it's like, look up, honey. This is your husband, your partner. You're not trying to catch him in a lie, but she was.
She was.
Where are you at? You see where he's at. You mean to say, look over here. I see you. I see you.
And I think
toxic.
That talks about like her character, like they allow her to be like, you know, in a sense toxic. And we say toxic because we're always on the outside looking in, but these are the things that we all, you know, do.
No,
I feel like it's.
I wouldn't do that.
No, we as people do this.
Yes, society.
Oh, you mean like men having babies on the side.
Exactly. These are real issues.
Or telling your girl that you someplace that you're really not.
Exactly, men.
Catching your man in the lie.
A lot of men. I want you to look at me. A lot of men do lie.
And the saving the shit is what's really important here because I'm saving it too. I'm saving it and I'm bringing it to the table later.
But
that's why I know it's toxic.
No.
And you feel like black women always do this for black men.
When I confront you, I'm gonna have all the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want you to know you can argue with me if you want to, but I built my case. You were there today.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you there today, and then she looked at the picture of his head on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
She saw the corner of his head and knew that he was at the hospital with her.
Wasn't his wrist in it too? The cast.
Yeah.
His wrist always injured.
And she deducted that he was there because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then deducted that was her baby father.
Yes.
and was crying already at home with her liquor. She
Ready to
said,
confront.
I know it's your baby. What?
Mm-hmm.
The case that she built, okay, better than the police system.
Yeah. Had him pleading guilty on the spot. She's
Okay.
really good at her job.
I know. He
She's
said,
really
I
good
was
at her
going to
job.
tell you today. I was still waiting to hear the results. So were you going to tell me today? Or were you still hearing the results? I was like, oh, Jax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, she's so fascinating.
No,
she's
and
such a good actress.
and I like how because like in the show, literally Jax is like always right,
Mhm.
essentially, kind of like her following her gut, and they take us through times in the show where she has to doubt herself, or she doubts herself, and then it ends up
Ooh.
bad. And I feel like it was a good representation. I feel like that happens a lot, especially not just with black women in business, but black women throughout life, like protecting black men. She already knew something was up when she called him, but like she was trying to still. I feel like she was still trying to downplay her gut instinct that she usually has, but knew all along. That's why she was like, I'm gonna catch him, because I've been doubting myself through this entire 2 seasons. Now is the time like I'm gonna use it to my advantage. Is how I saw it.
I didn't see it. Wow.
But again, I could be
No, but the name of the show is called Reasonable Doubt. And
yes.
it does make sense that every episode has a moment where she does have a small bit of reasonable doubt. You know, so like it does make sense that they
Yes.
would do that little undercover tie-in for us. And if you really get to think about every episode, there is a reason for her to doubt herself every episode,
Exactly.
and then that it kind of proves itself out. So yeah, I see.
Well, and again, that's the spaces that black women have to navigate throughout. Again, I don't know. I've only been raised by black women, and look, I was like, look at it. Okay, like I can never like get it like you do, but just seeing like how you have to navigate and then doubt yourself. Like you, I've seen it in women and see it all the time. You know, black women especially, when they have to doubt themselves. Like, if I say this to him right now, am I going to seem like a bitch? You know, stuff like that. And you see that throughout each episode, like you said. And I think that's just like such clever writing, you know, and like especially for a black woman to have like this outlook. It's just to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say that, man. Jax is absolutely that girl. Sometimes she thinks before she speaks, sometimes she cusses you out, but either way, I'm gonna like what comes out of her mouth.
Exactly.
I'm gonna like it no matter what. I did think that episode, though, now I'm talking about episode.
Exactly.
Sorry,
Let's
y'all.
talk about it, because there's some I want to bring up too.
That episode with Morris Chestnut Daddy, right? And he like hit on her a little bit. Did y'all think that she overreacted a little bit?
No.
No?
And I understand, like, I feel like
she kind of over, like,
I feel like
you're hot, girl. You
I
know
feel-
what you look like.
Yeah, I feel like she overreacted, especially because her and her man was having problems. So it was like, girl, you're kind of single. You know, like, you're acting like he offended you, but like, you know, but I think if she felt disrespect, I mean, I would have took it as compliments.
I always took it as a compliment and ate my free steak. She was like, I'm leaving, Corey. I'll see you at the office. Like,
Dad, what did you do?
well, because she already had that experience.
Dad, what did you
I'm saying,
do?
but she already had that experience with her stepdad doing it to her. I feel like it's kind of like a turn off in her shoes, because she already had that experience. Like, it's disgusting to her because of what happened to her from her stepdad and like hitting on her when she was younger. So I saw it as like it can't, like, if you're like an adult woman and you can be with whoever you want to be with, you know. But I feel like for her, that was a part of her trauma. Like, still, like having this older man see her is not nothing but just a woman. Like, it has to be sexual. Why? You know?
I never saw it like that either.
Again, but because you are a black woman, so I feel like you, you know, you have more in depth into it. But I mean, that's just
it would be a trigger. I can see how getting hit on by men who could be as old as your father,
would be a trigger.
Would be a trigger.
I mean, I see it.
I see it. I mean,
I still would have not made a big deal. I'd have been like, okay, you know what? Like,
I honestly wouldn't have gone to go get drinks though.
yeah, that's true. Because she kind of, and Corey was like, no, Jax,
Yeah.
no, and she was like, yeah.
He was
Like,
doing that,
yeah,
trying to stop her.
I wouldn't have went. So
It's like, so you knew that you were hot, you knew that you wanted a little bit of attention, and then you knew that when it happened,
right? Because she
you were gonna
like
be
took him
offended.
by the arm and was like, "Come on."
Yeah.
Corey's
But she was
dad.
enamored with his like.
Yeah. So I mean,
you can't blame a guy.
Yeah.
You were being very friendly.
You were.
And he did say that he was like, I had to ask, and she was like, did you have to?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
she did. She did.
She was offended. Like, oh, it's so
was.
complicated because in a certain way, I understand why she was right. I understand where that comes from, the trauma, the trigger, all that. But at the same time, like, that's just one of those moments, girl, where you could just choose not to make things a big deal. You know, and I guess that's my problem as a person in society, is that I will choose the way of, you know, least resistance. But, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. He hit on you. You told him no thank you. Married, whatever. And you went about your day. Yeah. Like, he's a man and you're beautiful. Like, you know, but I guess that's me validating men, right? Like, oh, he's a man. Yeah. He just hit on you. It's not that big of a deal. Like, he didn't have no place hitting on her. He didn't.
No.
Oh.
No, but I like hearing your perspective because, again, it is that weird slope because, like, again, you're both adults and could be consenting adults if a younger woman likes an older man. Exactly.
Right.
So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I just definitely agree with the uncomfortableness of it. Like, why can't niggas just see me as a person? Why else gotta be seeing me as a piece of meat? Especially,
I see them as a piece of meat. That's why maybe that's why I feel how I feel.
Well, I mean, like, if you're both single, and she wasn't fucking with her husband. So, like, I was like, it's not like did he disrespect you? How did he disrespect you?
You know, exactly.
Because, like, flirting,
and he didn't touch her.
He didn't touch her. I don't think I don't think he even said anything like rude.
Nah.
I think he just said, like, invite her out to dinner.
He's like, I'll love to take you out.
Yeah, and I was just like, girl, you could have just said no. Like, I'm leaving. But I get it, you know.
Yeah, she known for her storm off, just like Carrie in Scandal was always known for a rant.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, and I think with Carrie, you know, being such a big part of this show,
that she had to give her
she had to give Jax a certain, like, it thing. So, you know, you see Jax in the beginning, she argues with her mom, she storms out. You see her argue with Corey, she storms out. You see her argue with Louis, she storms out. You see her argue with Michael Ealy, she storms out. Yeah. It's like, okay, Jax, we get it. You're a stormer. That's your thing.
She makes her point too before.
She do,
point.
But there's, and that's the flaw in Jax's character, because we were talking about it earlier. She has these toxic flaws, and one of them is the storm out. It's that I just said what I said, and because I said it, I'm right, storm out. She is very immature. There are a lot of different points throughout these seasons where we see her immaturity pop out. You know, when she chooses to confront Louis, how she handles, like, disagreeing with her kids. Like, she calls her son an asshole in the first season. You know what I mean? Like, the way that she handles even, like, their arguments and everything. Like, she's very immature, you know, and that's really refreshing to see, because you don't become mature when you have kids.
Exactly.
Right? You don't just grow up and stop, you know, like, you know.
Learning.
Exactly.
Gaining more wisdom. And it's so funny to see that contrast again, because she's such a powerful lawyer, and like, not just powerful, but like good at it, and, you know, and getting, you know, this recognition as a lawyer, and then still being that mature when it comes to, like, her saying, you know, fuck them kids. Like, you know, stuff like that. It's like, I feel like it's just, she's a real person. It's like attainable. It's not like out of the ordinary like I've seen with other shows.
Yeah. Right.
She's a good balance. She
Her
really
experiences seem real.
But I do want to talk about this Pauletta White. Again, I love her.
Pauletta Washington.
Sorry. Why did I say White? Anyway, Washington. Who I love is Denzel Washington's wife. But I was not a huge fan of the acting in here. And I kind of think she got this role because her husband's Denzel.
What would that have to do with anything?
Because I feel like he has some hype in helping her with the act, like getting into this acting
career. Not you thinking that she got this kind of man, Cameron.
Get this caveman. Come back in his cave.
What?
I know that's not what matter, but that's what I think. No. He was like, he's like, hey, my wife wants to act. Put her in this show.
Okay. So go ahead, Cameron. Tell us about what you hate about Pauletta Washington. You feel a way about her being the mom. You said you don't like her acting. What is it about Pauletta Washington in this season, this show? Because, like, for me, I feel opposite, obviously. What is it that you didn't like about her?
Well, again, the character, I feel like, provided the depth Jax needed. I feel like her character is a very selfish character, and I don't necessarily care for a mother like her. So, again, good writing. But for me, as far as her acting, I feel like she just wasn't the right fit. I don't know. It's just like the certain cadences she had. Again, I feel bad. I feel like it's bad for me talking about Denzel's wife. Like,
no,
but it's just like
she's an actress.
Yeah, but I just feel like it just wasn't just and seeing everybody else throughout the cast, like there are moments when they're acting, I'm just like, this is so good. And then she comes on, I'm like, oh.
That's so funny because I actually feel opposite about the cast.
Really?
I actually feel like the girl that plays Chanel, I cannot tolerate her acting. The girl that plays Sally, I cannot tolerate her acting. The only actor that and even Lewis, when he gets worked up, I'm like, that's not you. That's not you.
Yeah.
The actors that have me the most convinced are Jax, Morris Chestnut's character, and Michael Ealy's character. Those three characters only are the only ones that I was like, this is like really, it feels like very authentic.
Even the kids, I was like, but they're kids.
Yeah. True that. So yeah, I wasn't really like super impressed with their acting skills, but I do see it as like one of those things that improves over time. You know, like if you watch the first season of any show, like even the Cosby Show, you're like, there's moments where you're like, this didn't go. That's not how you planned it. You know what I'm saying? I said the Cosby Show, but I meant that.
Yeah,
but like, there's so many options to choose from. Like This Is Us. You know, like even Family Guy. You know, these shows evolve over time, and I do feel like these actors have all of the potential. All of the potential.
Absolutely.
To get where they need to be.
I think so.
But speaking of potential, y'all remember what Michael Ealy said before he died?
Here's to potential.
Here's to potential. What?
Yeah.
Unalived himself.
I know that this is a topic change, and I'm sorry.
No, but we have to talk about
back
it.
on that one. But here's to potential. What do you guys think that line meant? Actually,
that was
Tiana.
deep.
Tiana, what did you think it meant?
I didn't think it was deep at all.
Okay.
I thought it was very typical of a man of that circumstance to say before he offed himself.
Dang.
Not taking ownership.
Well, yeah, it was like lack of accountability. Like, here's to potential. Oh, because you saw something in me that was greater than what I could actually be. That's why that whole like holding you down for 16 years. I don't think that was. I think that was just a role that he casted onto her. I don't think that he was waiting for her for 16 years. Like, and maybe he was. I just don't believe it.
You don't have a degree in psychology? Because you really just broke that down for me. Like,
I don't think it was deep. I think it was pretty typical. He kidnapped her.
You right.
Cameron, what did you think here's to potential?
She just changed my whole.
Why did you think it was deep?
I really thought like because like obviously there was some like mental illness possibly, and, you know, him being incarcerated for so long, that does do a lot on your psyche, and for her to be, again, she didn't deserve this, but he projected everything because she was the only person that believed in him. So I felt like he really did have those feelings for her, and that's why he was really trying to live up to what she wanted him to, like, what she wanted him to be. And you see that when he's arguing with his brother, like, he's like, dang, you still, like, thinking she gonna choose you? Like, he was still trying to do something good by not selling drugs anymore or the stolen parts and stuff. To try to impress Jax, like, so he can be better for Jax. And again, that's not healthy, and that's not good. You should always want to be better for yourself. And obviously that's where the obsession lies, but I feel like that he was really obsessed. But he could have been obsessed, but manipulating her, like, and you got me. That's wow.
What did you think?
Interesting from both of you guys. Yeah, for me, here's the potential was kind of like him saying, like, you know, like, F it, you know, like, here's the potential was him saying, like, because Jax was basically seeing the potential in him, and she was like lighting that fire in him, like, you have so much potential, Damon, like, your life could be so much better, like, Damon, there's so many things for you, like, so she was like empowering him, kind of like how you said too, like, she was empowering him to believe in himself, believe in his potential, and to do better. And he's like, at that moment, he realizes how deeply he fucked up, right? And like, you see him in the, you hear the sirens, and he has the gun, right? This is right after he pointed at her. He looks, you know, directly into the camera and into our souls, and he says, here's to potential, which is like, and it was like when he was hearing the sirens, he was like, I can't let that be my life again. Here's to potential, like, this is the best it can get. Wow. You know, because like the way that he was looking too, because Michael Ealy is dynamic as an actor. So I mean, you really feel everything he was doing. Like, even when he had those little shifts where he was like, I'm normal, I'm crazy, I'm normal. It was like, dang, Michael, like, how did you just do that? Like, you gave us a glimpse into crazy world, and it took us back to normal world, and you were still our dream boat.
Right.
Like, there were moments in this where I was like, he's a little crazy, a little possessive, but I'm still rooting for him. I think he can come out of this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's just such a dynamic actor, but in that moment, like I said, when he looked into the camera and he hears the sirens, and he's like, here's the potential, because it's over with now. Like, no matter what, I kidnapped you. I'm gonna go to jail for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I gotta kill myself. There goes that potential. Whatever you thought, you know, it doesn't even matter now. You know, so that was like crazy to me. It was just a crazy goodbye line. Here's the potential. You know, and then also for me, I saw it. Sorry, I'm talking a long time.
No, it's
but
okay.
I saw it metaphorically as well, because Black women are always telling a Black man, like, you have so much potential. You have so much potential, and he's saying, I'm potential, and then he shoots it off like, here's the potential. That to me was metaphoric of basically how Black women pour that potential into Black men, and they're like, fuck that. You know, like, potential's not real. Like, that potential didn't stop this moment from happening. That potential didn't save me, or wouldn't save this decision. You know what I'm saying? So it was also like him offing himself, saying like, you know, fuck that potential, because it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So,
that's perfect in the season too.
Yeah, and also too, like, Black women, we always do that. I feel like that was like metaphoric for Black women too, like, to kind of like get the clue, like, stop believing in these men's potential. Like, look at how they kill off their potential. Like, they don't care about their potential. Stop pouring into it. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, meanwhile, she's tied up in the back. He over here just kidnapped her. Almost killed her. Yeah. And she's saying, I believe in your potential. Like, you can be anything, Damon. And, like, we have to stop that. So I feel like that was also, like, them shooting him in the head. Saying that line was also them saying, shoot the thought of niggas' potential.
Right.
Period.
I love that, too. And it shows, like, how after that moment, she was able to, like, again, stop. Like, she was able to, like, put her trust in men, like, and, like, not let it cloud her judgment anymore after that moment. So I do think it is very metaphorical. Like you said, that is crazy. Mind blown.
Yeah. Yeah. We out here thinking about things. Now, okay, so now we've talked about some of the best things that we love about Jax. We've talked about, you know, Michael leading this relationship, but we still didn't get to the meat and potatoes of why you didn't feel like Pauletta Washington was a suitable fit for a mother. And I only want to touch back on this because when I watched Pauletta Washington's character, I felt deeply connected because as a woman with a woman mom, you know, there's like all these little wars that happen. And the wars are very passive aggressive because both people love each other and they don't want to hurt each other. And they mean so much. So we say things to each other and it doesn't look like that it's that bad. But it's very passive. And Pauletta Washington embodied the passive aggressive. I'm just trying to help you with your life, Jax. And it's like, that's what to me, like, and for me, it may be, again, just really good writing. But that mother character was written how I feel like, you know, mothers in their 60s bother their 30-year-old daughters. Like, you know, it felt spot on.
I agree.
Well, I'm glad you said that too, because, like, I feel like I agree with what you're saying as far as the character. I guess just, like, the mannerisms didn't resonate with me as, like, believable. But again, it's all subjective too. So.
Oh, you gotta remember,
and I just feel like Denzel was like, you know, Pauletta, I'm gonna get you a role. She's like, thank you, Daddy. In her high voice.
Thank you, Daddy. Wow.
But anyway, no,
that's crazy.
The characters it is very well written.
Just the acting for the character.
Could you please tell Cameron that Denzel didn't do that for you? Okay, but no, Kerry Washington did her thing as far as putting new actresses and new actors on. You know, I'm sorry, I'm saying Kerry Washington, but there's a whole team behind her. You know, there's a whole group of people that are putting this magic together. But when it comes down to it, I know I felt a way about the way that people acted, but I do see the potential in these actors, and I do see that they're going to grow through the seasons. I love the fact that she picked so many new actors and then still had those, like, powerful heavy hitters. Like, I mean, Michael Ealy, Morris Chestnut, girl, what? These are how did you get them on here? You know what I'm saying? Because you just picked some of, like, the biggest names in Black Hollywood as far as I'm concerned, and you put them on the show with Jax, who while she has her other shows that she's in, because I've seen her as a slave in something. Right. So she has other roles, but you put someone that's not as well known and with a cast full of other people like Sally and the girl that plays Shanice, like you put them all in here with these big actors. Did you know it was going to take off? Did you know that they had, this capacity? Like, that was such a great lineup for them to use, like, cast-wise. So, got the baby actors being led by the big actors, and it's really going to take off and change these people's lives. She's making space. She's leaving the door open. She's creating opportunity.
I agree. Okay, so both of your points, right? A little bit of something. Pauletta not being the best actress for this character, but also I think that because the show is new and because we're seeing these actors and actresses work together for the first time, I believe that, like, in the first season, I agree. I think that everyone was a little splotchy. Like, it was just weird to see all these characters interact with each other. Season 2, I feel like they knew each other. I could see the family aspect. I could see Pauletta kind of fitting into more of the role of Jax's mom. Because I really think in the beginning, like, they're all new to working with each other, So probably that dynamic and, like, the fluidity of their acting didn't come across on the camera. But for season 2, I really think that everyone really stepped up into their role. Even the small players, not small players, but her assistant, and then the other boy, and even Jamarion, and, like, her friends. I really feel like they really kind of, like, stepped in so we could get to know them more.
Again, like Jamarion's character, right? And even Adrian's character, the guy that she ran away with.
Oh yeah,
these are small name actors. Like they're not known yet like that. And to be sharing space with the Morris Chestnuts of the world, that's so freaking huge.
Yes.
You're a main character in this movie, in this show. I mean, with these huge artists, and what a great way to open the door. We have to talk about it because we brought it up previously. Candy Burris.
Oh yes, I want to talk about
Burris. Now, I just want to talk about it a little bit. I love Candy Burris as an actress. Actually, I think that she's really exceptional. I think that she really plays a convincing role in almost everything I've seen her in. She's really a good actress. And I like the fact that she's not what you typically see in women on TV. She's thicker. She's a heavier size.
Definitely.
She's like, but she's still juicy in a good, delightful way that you just want to, scrumdiddlyumptious. So she's still beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy to see her acting in this because when you give her lines, she kills it.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to talk about her because I like seeing her just being so multifaceted. I feel like she's very underplayed. Like, not just being a great actress, but a good singer, like a really good singer, even though people try to downplay her. And also an amazing writer herself, winning Grammys literally just for writing. So I feel like it was good to see her and like to see her in the show. And like she actually, I was scared her stardom would like out. Sometimes like people that aren't necessarily actors, their stardom kind of like outbalances, it makes them not in focus when they're in the show like this. I feel like they can like be a spectacle kind of like. Oh, that's just Candy. But I feel like when she acts, like you really believe it. She's the character.
Yeah, she really is a tired nurse,
and I love that about putting her in the show.
And she's I like her. I used to watch her on Housewives. Yeah. So I feel like I've grown up like seeing Candy evolve, and it is refreshing to see her on TV.
Yeah.
Like, have you always wanted to be an actress? Like, did you start out singing because you wanted to be an actress?
Exactly.
You never know.
Because she's that good.
She is that good. She puts on plays. She's really good. I like seeing her.
Yeah.
I like seeing all new black faces in these faces.
It's I get so weak in the knees. I can hardly speak. I lose all control. And something takes over me. That's Candy.
You know what? I couldn't think of the next lyric. I'm sitting here and I can't think of it.
Candy? That's not Candy?
No, Candy's kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Party on
wait.
Candy is singing.
Candy's I get so weak.
That's SWV.
That's SWV. That's Coco.
Oh yeah, no, that was the wrong song. But I still couldn't think of the next lyric. It's okay. 90s,
I'm so sorry, Candy.
It's all good.
We haven't talked about the big case in season 2. Chanel and Jamarion.
We have to talk about the big cases. I think Chanel and Jamarion was a better case than the first one, low key, because it was closer home to Jax because she had defended her best friend. But it was just hard seeing how the case played out.
You know, they put a lot of white people in the first season.
They did.
They did.
Like Braden's wife.
Mm-hmm.
There was just some unnecessary stuff in there, like her offering to give Christian Keys fellatio. I thought that was really unnecessary.
Was that in season 1?
Yeah. The wife.
Jax did that?
No.
The white wife.
Braden's
the white wife. Yeah, Braden's wife. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then, you know, Jax had that coworker that she had, the white guy that was always
her
challenging her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of white people in that first season. And it was hard to watch Braden go down because he really was guilty, you know, but he had all that white privilege. Well, he didn't go down. He got off and then went down for something else. But that was an interesting season. The second season in this case with Chanel, that whole thing got me messed up. Because first off, you over here looking guiltier than guilty, and you don't want to tell me the truth. You can go to jail.
Well, and I'm your best friend.
I'm your best friend, girl. And I know you lying. I couldn't imagine my best friend lied to me, girl. I know you lying. Jax, if you don't think you could win, just say that, Jax. I know you're lying. Jax, just tell her that you know she's lying because you know her. What are we doing here?
Did Jax know she was lying though?
She knew there was more to it that Chanel wasn't telling her.
And she said that. Yeah. She said that she that.
And that's why she brought Morris in, because she said, I can't see this case. Like, I can't see it clearly. So that's why she brought him in anyway. So, like, she knew her friend was lying. And it's like, she don't deserve to go to jail. To be honest with you.
I think so.
Well, Sally took a second out on her house and she was going to run away with a younger man.
Yeah.
It was in the hotel 5 minutes after the murder.
Dyeing her hair,
playing in wigs.
Bonnie and Clyde.
I look good, bro.
Exactly.
Popping on his lap, girl. Are you crazy?
It could be. Well, again, that she's going through the trauma.
No empathy.
No.
Send that to jail.
No.
Send her to
I think
jail.
I think she should have got something
more than what she got, and then she had the nerve to be acting.
Right, the attitude while she was in jail, I didn't understand that at all.
It's the self-sabotage.
Because I'm
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say, what I was gonna say was, why would you talk to someone like Jax like that who's trying to help you?
Who's help for free?
Thank you. I'm glad.
But we never said it was for free. I do just want to put that.
But she didn't have access to the money, and
she didn't have access to the money,
and she was poor.
Yes, but when she won the case,
you think she paid her after?
You better pay me. I got you. You was about to go to jail, girl, for life.
Girl, I just gave you the last 6 months of my life. Okay, on your case.
After being kidnapped and still trying to work out things with my husband.
This team costs money. Okay,
and his side baby.
Okay. That's education.
That's
another baby.
Yeah.
No, but I really do think it was self-sabotage because literally, again, her being an abuse victim is like she's acting chaotic, she starts panicking, you know, and then obviously with the trauma of her keeping all these secrets and like, you know, having to expose some of it and can't tell the whole truth.
Right.
I feel like the writing was perfect, spot on how a person like under all that stress would act in something like this, you know. She was like, maybe I do need to run, you know. I feel like I would be chaotic if that happened to me.
Yeah, and then you would look guilty as fuck.
I didn't say it was right. I'm saying people in trauma act, you know, not in their best interest.
Yeah, no, they act not in their best interest. They can't think clearly, but you don't have to think about the truth. You just repeat what happened. Now, when you get to thinking, okay, you're thinking too much.
Because then you're gonna leave a hole.
Yeah, of course.
And she left a big hole.
Lots of holes.
How did you kill him from the back and he was strangling you? That seemed like something you should have thought about.
Call the police for 2 hours. If that was real, if that was real, she would have been in jail with time.
2 hours.
2 hours, and she moved the body. That wouldn't have happened.
To me, but I would have also thought cover up.
I would have called the ambulance immediately because he was gonna die regardless.
No, but I'm saying if I was in a jury though, and I saw that, I'm thinking that's a cover up. That's not her.
Yeah.
You know.
I definitely would have. I'm not saying I wouldn't have called 911.
I would have called.
I would have called 911 eventually.
I would have called. It wouldn't have took 2 hours because he didn't spin there on the floor dead for 2 hours.
No.
Yeah, and then also, I would have called.
While he was saying call, please
No.
Chanel call,
No.
please Chanel call.
I would have waited until he finished
Yeah.
bleeding out.
I would have finished.
That would've been
waited.
5
Get your
minutes.
vengeance first.
Yeah.
It would have been 5 minutes. He wasn't
Yeah.
holding on for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get? You only can be in shock for so long. Like you can say I was in shock for 5 minutes, and like that's why I called the police.
But
2 hours is
Yeah.
like.
Did
you
it
should've-
did it surprise you that his mom didn't believe that he was abusive?
Oh, she believed he was abusive.
Yeah,
because she
it's
was
just-
abusing him.
Yeah,
Mm.
but also it's like she's not gonna mess with the lifestyle. Like those types of people don't care about anything else except maintaining their lifestyle. She was, gonna be okay with her living her best life.
Yeah.
You know, she knows that this man could potentially beat her grandchildren, but she doesn't care because she's beating him.
Dysfunction breeding dysfunction. Ooh, the way he climbed on top of her and was whooping on her, I was like, this
It
is
was
crazy.
so-
that was hard to watch.
Yeah,
That was
even watching
very
the second
hard to
time
watch.
after we were recapping, I was like, I can't watch this.
Ooh, but you know what was good to watch? I want to talk about this. When Chanel got her verdict that she was guilty,
Oh my god.
and Jax was in a room crying, and Morris walked in, and then Lewis walked in,
yeah.
and she ran to Lewis's arms.
Cameron likes that scene too.
I
love that
it. It
scene.
broke my heart because again, it's like, oh, she is finalizing it with Morris, like this, but
Morris didn't have a
But it-
chance. She was
yeah.
too invested in therapy.
mhm.
She
she's
didn't.
being healthy.
She
And
was.
I love to see that. I was crying though. It was a tear when they did the verdict too. I was just like, damn, another black woman in the system.
Okay, well, her goofy ass.
No,
Her
but
trying
I'm
to run off.
but-
Yeah,
but-
you deserve to go to jail.
but-
I'm sorry.
yeah,
you
but-
go to jail because you trying to run off, and you had a case, and I was on your side,
Yes.
but then you did something stupid.
But the thing is because like at the end of the day, it was all because of something she didn't even do though. She didn't kill him.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like again,
that's why you
another,
tell the truth all the time.
yeah, but another innocent black woman because she was trying to hide her pain and she didn't want her daughter.
So what you want your daughter to grow up to be a liar?
To deal with the guilt forever.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're gone. Because
Just-
she was going to run away from her
Yeah.
kids to Mexico.
Oh my God, wasn't thinking about them kids.
She
Just
was
loving
she
Adrian.
says the hardest thing she ever had to do. That's what she wrote in the letter. Y'all are so
And them
unforgiving.
pictures of her abuse was like this. I was like, yo, that's crazy. She did.
That is the opinion.
I was like, oh
Like
no. They, you know, they was in that fucking thing laughing, making a fucking
Behind the
short.
scenes,
Picture
they
was
were
comedy,
funny.
boy. What are
That's
y'all doing?
hilarious.
That mess was funny.
That was funny.
That mess was funny though.
I thought that was such a serious moment, but you just.
But no, seriously. And then like also Jamarion's mom coming and threatening Candy, right?
Yeah.
Lady, I will push you over with my fingertips
Exactly.
and break your head on these rocks if you don't get from around here.
She-
Candy, why would you go do drugs?
Exactly.
You just wanted to. Just say you wanted to backslide, okay? It had nothing to do with what that lady just threatened you.
That's not how
That lady was like, yeah,
But
you're just a druggie anyway. And Candy was like, okay.
Hey, I'm gonna show you.
She said, I've been sober
Let me
for
go
14
show you.
years, but today I am.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you, girl.
And it just took her saying that, like that one, you were weak. You were always gonna be weak. You should have testified. But anyways, this show is too good.
It's
It's
so-
so
really
good,
good.
start to finish. Season 1, season 2. This is a show that you have to check out.
Absolutely.
Before we clock out on this show, guys, we have to give our rating on this show. It's a scale of 1 to 10. You
Okay.
tell us your number and why you standing beside that number, okay? So Tiana, you know you are our guest today. We loved having you. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us your thoughts on the show. Scale of 1 to 10. What do you rank Reasonable Doubt?
I would say Reasonable Doubt has a strong 9 from me. 9 out of 10. 9
What
out
could have
of
made it
10.
10?
What could have made it a 10? Sally and her husband choosing to rekindle. Because he wants to uncouple.
Yeah, he said that shit fast.
He's
too.
girl fast.
They
And that
sat
was-
down. He said uncouple.
I
Did he
said-
even give you the options?
Why did
He's
you
been
Why did
thinking
you
about
go
that.
to therapy?
That's
Why
right.
did you agree to go to therapy if you were going to
Again.
He wanted to do it healthily.
Yeah. She pissed
9
him
out of
off.
10, but I will be back for season 3.
And Sally was dumb as fuck too.
Your
Because
house?
her friend ran off. So you even know your
Not
friend wasn't there.
her friend, her cousin.
It's
That
her
was her
friend and
blood
cousin.
cousin.
Girl, go to hell. Go to hell.
You ran off.
My house
My
in
house.
LA.
My husband.
And you know she told her she forged the signature.
Oh, we.
Breaking the law.
You was gonna leave me behind with your kids?
Crazy. Sorry, I didn't
But
mean to
your
interrupt you right
kids.
there. Exactly.
Oh my God. Just thinking.
Because the dad is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the mom is candy. So
I'm gonna get that on a shirt. The dad is dead and
the mama's candy. That does say a lot. That does say a
but
lot.
seriously.
Cameron, what number do you give this? 1 to 10?
It's gonna be a 9.5. The determining factor that made it not a 10 was, I'm sorry, Pauletta. I swear I'm not a hater, but it just wasn't working for me.
I get hater vibes. Yeah, to be honest with you.
I get a little.
Hey, it was my final reason.
Are you mad that it's
Okay.
nepotism?
Yeah,
a little bit?
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
Did you want to play Pauletta?
No, I want to like Lynn Whitfield, like one of the old school heavy.
I can't see Lynn.
But again,
Lynn could not be Jax's mother.
Nah.
There's no way.
I feel like it would make
happen.
perfect sense the way Jax acts if Lynn Whitfield was her
I
mother.
would say.
No, not
Tasha
Lynn.
Mack would be closer to
I would say Jennifer
Not
Lewis. Is that her
Tasha
name?
Yeah, Jennifer Lewis. is a
Jennifer
good one.
Lewis. I would say
Yeah.
Jennifer Lewis.
Maybe even, an Octavia Spencer.
Ooh,
You
see,
know.
I can see Octavia Spencer.
Octavia Spencer's so like.
Y'all say everybody but Pauletta.
Well, because we were
Again,
giving
it's just
other,
a
we were
joke.
giving
I
other
love
options.
the
Okay.
Washingtons. This is a royal family.
Because they're
and
gonna
this
come
is-
get you
and
and go
this-
drinks tonight.
I'm so scared.
Yo,
You talking about my wife here?
He'll grab me by your ear.
No, listen here, boy. No.
Can't touch the shit on me. For real, you don't want that.
No, but this is the nepotism we like to see. Like, I love to see
Yeah.
that people, so let
You
it
know.
I'm gonna give it a solid 10. Loved the
Nice.
sex scenes. They were very intimate
Yeah.
and hot and spicy. I
I didn't
think
even think of that.
They
because
weren't
the sex
vulgar,
scenes
yeah.
were they were like
They were a little hot though.
They
Not
were.
vulgar. They
Very
were tasty.
steamy.
Classy.
they were classy, and I would have felt comfortable if I was like writing this show, producing this show. I would have felt comfortable with my actors doing the scenes because nothing was too.
Too much.
Yeah.
It wasn't too hot and heavy and nipples out. I felt very secure in the sex scenes, and I was okay with it. So sex scenes for me, 10. Jax as an actress, the cast, like the male cast that like really led this with her, 10. Yeah, for me it's all around 10. The only thing that could have made this more of a 10 for me is if I was on it or if I wrote it or
Absolutely.
participated in it
Hello.
in some way.
Absolutely.
But outside of that, a 10 all around. I love that she was flawed.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like it was
Come on.
perfect.
Yeah.
That I got irritated with the things that she did, and that made the show better because I
Yeah.
couldn't control her and I
Exactly.
couldn't predict everything she was gonna do. So 10,
Yeah.
10, 10, 10. Thank you for keeping me entertained.
They also lost a point when Spencer was rapping at the school play.
You feel strongly about that.
I didn't like it. I was really excited to see a black boy being able to be creative. I thought he was gonna do like Romeo and Juliet or
Yeah. But
Macbeth.
but they had
but they had him rapping.
niggas gotta rap.
It's true. I cannot end this show. Niggas do love rapping.
Niggas gotta rap.
And since you brought up rapping, we cannot end this show without Tiana's special fact for this episode. Tiana,
Oh!
please
Do you know the fact?
I gave him a hint. I gave him a hint.
Okay, so each episode in this series, season 2, is, I believe it's either a Jay-Z song or it has a Jay-Z song lyric reference in the episode. Something referencing Jay-Z in each
The
episode.
title of every episode in season 2 is a Jay-Z song.
There you go.
And I'm saying season 2 because you said season 2, but I'm pretty sure that the interview said the entire thing, season 1 and season 2.
Oh!
Yeah, so
Even better.
because
Better.
Jay-Z's catalog is huge.
Yeah.
And every single episode is titled a Jay-Z song. And then if you also notice they're not to hip hop. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say there's Jay-Z songs playing throughout episodes too.
Yeah. So they tie it in, and I think that's Kerry Washington's little, his little,
Exactly.
exactly.
Well,
Because what
I was
are
like-
we without that?
But like the showrunner is a black woman too, and the creative team is like majority black.
Nice.
So I love that we got to incorporate that into the writing and incorporate hip hop. But everybody ain't got to rap though.
Our culture. I understand. Sorry, Spencer.
Yeah.
Damn.
Not saying it was bad. I'm just saying I was like, oh snap.
But no,
I know, I get it.
but seriously, like our culture is tied into this show so well, and with them adding those little touches of the music, again, allowing us as black people to be all the things, to be elite, to be humble, to be athletic, to be loving, to be caring, to be all of those things, and adding that music on top as a cherry, like we can be all of that and this. We can be lawyers driving Porsches and also listening to Jay-Z. Like we are that dimensional.
Yeah.
We have that many layers. So I love seeing how she code switched in the first season and then she really became more of her authentic self in the second season. But I just love that they did this great tie-in with the culture, and they just made it so nice. They tucked us into bed nicely, and they gave us something nice to look forward to for season 3.
Especially with the theme song. It's my favorite song.
I was hoping you
Do you want to
that.
sing it for us?
No.
I'm not gonna
sing it.
What is it called?
It's All Us.
Who's it by?
I forgot. Ali. I want to say Shereen, not Ali. It's Ali something.
Okay. Yeah.
She's humming it.
Exactly.
And it's a nod to LA because she's talking about all the different streets.
Central Ave, Jazz.
La Brea,
Yeah.
It's like, and it felt like Jill Scottish.
Is it? Do you have it now?
Neo Soul.
I did feel Jill Scott
Phil.
vibes, though. I did feel Jill Scott vibes,
Jill
and I
Scott's
was like, Tiana, you've got to like it more.
Well, thank you for watching another exciting episode of the Black Cinema Experience
Podcast.
Do so well.
Thanks. I watch. Well, I listen.